Hey, Armando, guess what?
What?
This is our 10th episode,
Oh, the big 1-0.
the big 1-0. We've come to a milestone.
All right.
So,
Nice.
all right, folks, that's been it. That's thanks for listening.
Later.
We're out of here just like a F-35 that's been lost. Did you see that
uh,
shit?
I need to pay more attention to the news and current events, I guess. You always ask me this stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch the fucking news. I don't pay attention. And then plus I've been sick, so I really haven't been paying much attention to much of anything. So a kid was telling me about something yesterday. It was like, yeah, it's some plane went missing or something.
Yeah, an F-35 stealth fighter. Um,
Oh, it is a stealth. She wasn't sure if it was a
yeah,
stealth.
it was off the coast of South Carolina, and the pilot ejected, and the plane kept flying by itself. It was a ghost plane at that point. And it finally crashed somewhere in some park in South Carolina. But everyone's just like, how the fuck can you lose a plane? It's got a homing beacon on it. It was in tandem with another jet. So what happened? I mean, we have Apple iTags that you can find your phone in 2 minutes, and it took them forever to find this missing plane. It's just kind
Yeah.
of weird.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. The system's like died or something. I don't know. Like fail safe is it goes until it runs out of fuel and then falls out of the sky. I don't know.
Well, see,
What's
that's the thing. uh, no one really knows why he ejected. If it still had fuel and it was still capable of flying.
Yeah, but if he didn't have controls, that could be the safety features. We've lost communication. Just like you get the blue screen of death on your computer. What do? You
Reboot.
just walk out. You walk out and go take a shit,
So
right?
you're saying that maybe the safety feature is that once it disconnects somehow, it self ejects the pilot as a safety feature
Yeah,
or
I
measure.
don't I
Maybe.
not knowing enough about the plane. I'm thinking that could be a
I mean,
possibility.
that's a very good
It's
possibility.
it saves lives, and at that point, the lives more important than the what is this thing, $100 million plane?
I think it's more than that,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I
a
mean,
$1 billion plane. They don't really care about $1 billion plane. Taxpayers will just buy another one.
so that's the thing. It's our money that is being
Well,
squandered.
well, the whole military is our money that goes into certain things. I mean, talk to Sean about their their missile firing. They're firing probably $1,000 shells, just fucking around in the middle of the ocean, just because they're not out doing what they want to do. So
Yeah.
really, I mean, it's it is what it is.
My dad used to work for Lockheed Martin, and I used to go to the air shows all the time because he worked out of Ontario in the airport over there.
Okay, okay.
So Ontario Airport used to host a lot of them until he was transferred to Palmdale, and then we went to Palmdale to a lot of the air shows there. Adjacent to that facility was Northrop Grumman, which was the development team for the B-2 bomber.
Mm-hmm.
And my stepmother at the time, my dad's been married quite a few times. This was his second wife. Uh, she was part of the project for Skunkworks. I believe it was
Okay,
Skunkworks.
okay. Yeah, Skunk Works was up there. Yep.
Yep. And yeah, so I've had a lot of background on some of these planes, not secret shit or anything like that, but just them telling me stories about it and what it looks like before it came out. And the one uh, big thing that Lockheed Martin I think was very proud of was the SR-71,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the planes that I first saw up close and personal. It was not operational at the time.
It
It
was
was like a
just sitting out
museum,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, wow, look at that thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, back when the stealths first came out, that's when I was in the aerospace industry, and that was like part of some of the projects we were doing was new fastener technology, new, especially the rivets and the blind fasteners that had to be certain tensile strength and strength properties, so that when this thing hit certain speeds, that it could be so light, and the way that they were putting them together, that they wouldn't fall apart.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of projects on that side. It was pretty cool.
I couldn't imagine being as smart as some of those people. I mean, the math you have to know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I barely passed algebra 1.
Yeah, it was like ridiculous. I had an ex girlfriend. Her father worked at that Grumman facility on the 71s, and back then, and they lived out. And her parents lived out in the desert out there, and he was one of those guys, just like stupid smart, like almost no personality. I'm like, how did you have a wife and kid if you can barely have a conversation with anyone?
It's crazy. Back then, Palmdale was literally just a small town in the desert, just servicing aerospace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last time before I went out last was around 2000, maybe 1999 was the last time I was there. Before the last time, which was 3 years ago.
Okay.
And the difference between, I'll just say 2000 and 3 years ago is amazing. The streets back then were just alphabets, A, B, C, D, and went all the way up to Z. And then I think it even went double A, double B, double C in some areas. Now they actually have street names, and there's actually a bad side of town of Palmdale now.
The ghetto moved itself in.
Yeah.
The ghetto always moves in. I don't know how that happens.
So I only found this out, that there is a bad side of town, because one of my coworkers moved from Denver to LA. So here's the fucked up part. Okay, so someone told her, yeah, LA's pretty big. You can live almost anywhere, and you can get almost anywhere within 30 minutes. I was like, who the fuck told you that? That is a lie. So I guess this person still has to go into the office every couple, maybe twice a week or something like that, for whatever reason, in downtown LA. So she has to go from Palmdale to downtown LA twice a week.
So she leaves on Wednesday, so she can be in the office on Thursday.
And I found out she bought a house that was in her budget. The house is on the bad side of town. The house was almost condemned. I guess it had asbestos. The furnace was so old and bad that they warned her not to turn it on, otherwise the house could explode.
Where's her realtor at? I mean,
they bought it sight unseen because she was still living in Denver.
You have a realtor and a home inspector. What? It's amazing. My sister-in-law bought this house, and she had a realtor and a home inspector. I'm like, how did none of this get seen? I'm like, this is all just crap that how they have this house and what they've added onto this house. And I don't know if it's just desperation to get out and move, that you just accept it. But
I think that's what a lot of it is. Well, especially if you're being sold a house in LA for under $300,000.
I don't know. Buying any house, I'd have to go out there and I'd have to see it. There's no way I could go sight unseen. I mean, what does a plane trip cost from wherever you're at? Within Colorado?
I mean, what, $300?
$300 round trip. Rent a
or
car.
even just meet someone that you can trust, or know someone you can trust that's in that area, and say, hey, I'll Venmo you the gas money to go over there and take some pictures for me, or do FaceTime or something.
A home inspector. There's home inspectors you can hire in the area. Hire a home inspector.
I almost think they did a buy. They bought from a private seller and didn't really have a realtor involved.
Yeah,
because I mean that house is in bad shape.
There's your mistake. And then you got to figure, like, up there, I mean, how old is a house that has asbestos? I mean, are houses that old out there? Like, where did you find this house?
It could be. I think she said it was built in the 80s.
think we had asbestos in the 80s, did we?
I don't think so, but
I don't think so.
who knows? This could also been a house that was just built badly to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why it
crazy.
was so cheap.
Likely, yeah.
But now they got to flip it and do all this renovation. And I think she's going to try to sell it, but good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you got all those problems, yeah, you're kind of done. Well, the good thing is there's probably good tacos in the neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to find the bright spot.
I found finally a good taco spot in Shelbyville. We've been searching, we've been looking, we've been calling, we've been putting Facebook posts out like, where's the good tacos at? And
so you finally just found some landscapers and follow them around 10 o'clock in the morning. Wait till they go find lunch, and then that's where you find the good food at.
No, someone in my subdivision, in our subdivision Facebook page, posted a picture of their taco plate, and I was like, "Oh my god, those look like legit tacos, like street tacos. You know, just meat, cilantro, and onion, with a lime on the side, a little cup of red chili." I was like, "Those look
bag,
legit."
not a little tied bag. It looks like a freaking
No
8-ball.
And so the wife and I, on a couple of weeks ago, I think it was now, we went and checked it out. And I had tacos al pastor and chorizo. Amazing. For this little town, those were amazing.
Was it a truck or a restaurant?
No, it was a restaurant.
The restaurant.
Yeah. Our server did not know English.
Okay. Well,
so you can imagine me trying to order, not knowing Spanish.
I know that very well. I know that problem very well.
And it was kind of funny because I think right away they knew, okay, he doesn't speak English. He's not a real Mexican. And of course, my wife is black, so they're probably like, okay, they're gonna want taco shells or flour tortillas. So she even asked, "Do you want corn or flour?" And I was like, "No, I want the real shit. Double up those corn tortillas and give it to me right.
Do it right."
Yeah.
I don't speak the language, but I have the tongue.
I mean, I was really impressed with. Okay, the only thing that I didn't like was their tamale, because I had to try tamale because come Christmas time, you know damn well I'm going to order a dozen tamales.
Yeah, they weren't good.
They weren't that good. I mean, I'll eat them, but I've had way better.
They're just real fluffy masa.
Yeah,
not the greasy masa.
Yeah,
it's got to have that. Gotta have the juice and the lard in there.
Yeah, there was not a lot of meat in there either.
Oh no, yeah.
It would have been okay if there was cheese in it, or cheese tamale or something, but there was not even that.
There's nothing in there, just dry.
Yeah, I mean, at least they tried.
Yeah, but come on.
Next thing I want to try is a torta, I think.
That's really hard to screw up a torta.
Yeah.
If you got good bread, then you're good.
Yeah, I had a friend back home when I was a kid. His mom would make a cooler full, like an igloo cooler full of tortas, and take them to the swap meet and just sell them as people were walking in. She made a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, you can make money doing that. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that do that and probably wish they can open their own restaurant. And for the most part, I'm glad they don't, because running a restaurant is not easy.
And it's not the cooking part of the restaurant that kills people. It's the management, the publicity, the marketing, and having someone that can deal with the customer side of it.
Yeah. And a lot of times they're not prepared for the overhead.
Yeah, no. And I mean, it's usually Aunt Maria who's in the kitchen, and she's in the kitchen. She doesn't come out and talk. She doesn't have the front of the staff rapport to go out and meet people and talk to people. So she wants to stay in the kitchen, but everyone wants to meet who's cooking.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard for people to get out of that. I know you cook really good. You should open a restaurant. From that to actually running, managing, financing, and putting everything you need to get together for a restaurant.
My aunts used to tell my grandmother all the time that she should open a restaurant, just because, I mean, she was an amazing cook. But my grandmother was, at the time, in her 70s, had diabetes, ankles swollen like crazy because of it. I'm like, why are you trying to force this woman into running a restaurant? She should be sitting down
Yeah.
on a stool in the kitchen,
You should be
stirring up
cooking for her and bringing her a plate.
Yeah. I mean, they had good intentions, but
yeah,
you don't want your older mother to be standing up in the kitchen for 13 hours a day.
Oh yeah. There was a restaurant. It was on Beverly Boulevard in Montebello. It was called Grandma's, and it was been there forever. Closed down now, but it was just like a group of like 5 or 6 older ladies just around this table in the kitchen, just patting out tamales and tortillas all day, every day. And they just sit there and you just hear them just talking, and you know how that goes, all in Spanish. And they had the niece or the nephew that took the orders, and they put them up and they grabbed it, they put it on a plate, put it in a bag, and you'd go and you'd leave. But that was like it was Grandma's. It was the best tamales I've ever had.
I was going to ask, did it have bars on the windows and doors? But I mean, almost every place.
100% it did. 100% it did. Yeah, you're right at the border where you cross Beverly Boulevard. You end up being in East LA.
Okay,
like
hold on a second.
That far west Montebello, just right before Garfield. So you get past Garfield and you get to Atlantic.
Yeah,
and you start heading into East LA. I mean, not quite East LA, but you're pretty close. Where it's that interstition where it kind of crosses over, and you're not sure where Montebello ends and East LA starts.
Yeah,
it's like in that area.
It's near that cemetery. There's that big cemetery. Oh no, I'm thinking of Whittier Boulevard. Sorry.
No, that's Whittier.
Yeah,
it's on Beverly. Yeah, it's over by Cantwell High School.
Okay, I know where that is. I played a lot of football games there.
Yeah, so that when it comes around and you get to Beverly, you make a left, and there's a big park there, and it's behind over that side.
Yeah, my sister's grandmother, she has a different father. Her grandmother lived right down the street from there, so I'm pretty sure we've eaten there before.
Probably eaten there, yeah. It was a local institution. A weekend they would do big pots of menudo. You would take your pot in there and get your pot filled and take it home and get your tortillas. They do the tamales. You order your tamales early for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I miss is they had a burrito, and I will never for the life of me remember what it was called, but it was a burrito, and they chopped up a tamale and put the tamale in there with beans and rice and guac and sauce and the red sauce rolled up with the tamale inside of it. It was like ridiculous burrito, and I've never seen anyone else do something like that. I went somewhere recently and they had tamales, and I asked them to make me a burrito, but it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. It was like the Ed special or something like that. It was whoever the local guy or the cousin or whatever, whoever it was, and it was the special burrito named after some guy. It was a guy's name, and I don't remember his name.
Do you remember on you probably already moved out of the area by then, but on Whittier Boulevard and what the hell is that street? Not Slauson. What's that other street that runs Norwalk Boulevard? There used to be a place called Burrito Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that place?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember that challenge they had, the 5-pound burrito challenge? If you eat the burrito, they give you a voucher for another free one.
I don't believe that we did that.
Oh, so I tried it many times. I used to go there stoned just because.
Because what else are you going to do?
The theory was if you're stoned, you're going to have the munchies. You're going to be able to eat a lot. And I just never put it down all the way. It was so big. There was just no way to finish it. And I think that's...
Yeah, it was like... I think my roommates, because I used to live at Norwalk and Beverly in Whittier. And I believe my roommates used to go get that when there was like friends coming over. It was like 8 tortillas all laid out, and they put all the stuff inside of it, rolled it, and then flipped it over.
Yep.
I think
It was
I
like
think
as big as my arm.
Yeah, it was like it was probably a big around, and it was probably like 3 feet long, 2 feet long. Yeah.
Amazing burrito.
Yeah, we used to get that at the house.
That's the only thing I miss about living in Southern California was the Mexican food. That's the only thing. And Tommy's,
yeah. So next week I will maybe I have to take the camera and have to broadcast from Tommy's.
You're not. That's so cruel.
It's Off-Road Expo next week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I leave Wednesday. Wednesday morning, and I gotta take the truck in to get oil change and filter change. And as soon as that's done, I'm on the road. So I'm gonna head over and go spend the night at my brother's house. Mom and dad live with my brother now, so I'm gonna go spend the night, have dinner with them, and hang out with them for Wednesday night. Get up, and then Will and Jenna should be coming in late Thursday, so I'll go check in the hotel and probably late Thursday, and then set up Friday and show Saturday, Sunday, and roll back home.
Is it still in Pomona?
Yeah, still Pomona, still at the Expo Center, at the Fairground Center. So
there's a taco place over there too. It's what's that famous? King Taco. It's on Garden.
There's a King Taco in Pomona. Yeah, it's on Holtz, I believe is where it's at, off of Holt and that's Garvey. It's something else over there, but yeah, it's way out there. There's one out there. Last time I went there, I was not impressed with what it was, and I don't know if it's the location or if it's just I looked at it and go, I'm not spending $4 for a taco.
Oh wow, they went up to $4.
Oh, I was like $3.50 or something like that. But I was like. So I think I got a burrito last time, and beans were a little undercooked. I wasn't happy. It was a lot of rice and beans and a lot of meat. I mean, you used to get that burrito, and it was giant, and it had all kinds of meat in there. And you had rice. You had a lot of rice and beans, but you had a lot of meat where the ratio is right. The ratio was just off.
And it's really hard to fuck up beans.
Yeah, you would think that they'd be overcooked, not undercooked, like mushy. Overcooked beans going to become mushy.
Yeah.
And they were kind of they weren't overcooked. They were undercooked. They were a little hard. They weren't mushy.
I wonder if they started hiring white people.
I don't think so.
Or Guatemalans.
Maybe. Like looking over the counter like this.
Can they help you?
So
you want a Fanta too?
So yeah, a Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi. I had a second cousin named Pepsi. I don't think it was his real name, and I think it was just because he drank a lot of Pepsi. But that was his nickname, was Pepsi.
It was Pepsi,
and I think they still call him Pepsi to this day.
And he has diabetes.
I wouldn't surprise me.
If your name is Pepsi, you're 100% getting diabetes. Yeah, so I'll have to go to Tommy's and.
Man, why did I have to bring that up? Now I'm going to avoid this next podcast.
Yeah, like I'm busy next week. End of the month still dragging on.
Man, did you see the VMAs just happened?
No.
You're lucky. I don't understand what the hell's going on with MTV anymore.
MTV has been around for, what is it, the meme? MTV has been around for 50 years, and they're celebrating 5 years of videos. Like, we had music videos for a good solid 5 years. The rest is all just BS.
The rule of thumb, to me anyways, the rule of thumb is if it has a VMA award, the song is trash for the most part. Because it's become a popularity contest with these award shows. The music is secondary. And that's one reason why I kind of stopped listening to a lot of the new music, is because it's just been trash. The content of it is the same. especially in rap music, it's all trap beats. It all sounds the same. It's like that Mexican music, that North Denver music, where it sounds like Mexican polka.
Now I want
It's the
chips
same
and
fucking
salsa.
shit.
Damn you.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. So, I pay zero attention.
You're lucky
Idiot.
because I started going back on Twitter a while back just because all the shit that's on Facebook has just been the same, ad after ad, suggestions, the follow pages, and like if I wanted to follow that page, I would have followed it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't need to know about.
I know how to find pages and groups and yeah.
So as Twitter does, it has trending topics and all that. So once in a while, I'll just look into it, and I'll dive deeper into the trending topic. And this one happened to be the VMAs, and I'm just reading all these comments from people like, "Oh, Taylor Swift is so talented," and I'm like, is she really that talented if she's not writing all of her music or producing the tracks? Or I mean, it's pretty much a bunch of little girls that are just thinking she's attractive and cheeky and whatnot.
She's not attractive at all. She's ugly. Her face is ugly.
Yeah, she's not very cute. I mean, she's an average looking girl. I'll say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
And then in rap, they have this new up and coming person. She calls herself Sexy Red. She's not sexy. She looks like a guy with makeup on. A very unattractive figure and weird looking feet. She was on stage barefoot.
Okay.
Her feet were like way too big for her torso.
Oh, it's a dude.
Yeah. I'll just say that.
It's 99% a dude.
Yeah. But if MTV ever comes back with videos, I think they should do just like a channel just for the old videos and bring those back. I think there would be a market for it. Small market, but there would be a market for it.
For old videos?
Yeah.
Where did we were somewhere, restaurant or bar or something, and they were like, we're at an Irish pub in Chandler, and it was one of the couple of the TVs were just streaming old school videos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And you're watching it too, right?
Yeah, we're just like, I just pop up and like, hey, I know that video. Hey, I know that video. And no sound because it was kind of lunchtime and wasn't really like the focus wasn't the music and the video. It was just that was the entertainment being played. But I'd look up and like, oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
I mean, it was monumentous when Michael Jackson had Thriller.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. It was a big deal because
those big events would pop up for the premieres.
Yeah.
But I mean, even beyond that was like the Friday night videos where you can call in like and request a video.
Remember the box?
The box.
Yeah, it was its own channel, independent channel, and you can call in. It was like 99 cents or $1 or something. You call in, you request a song, and they would play the video, and then on the bottom it would say your name, requested by so and so from whatever city.
I don't remember the box.
It lasted for not a long time. It was, and I think it had to do with MTV controlling the content of those videos.
Of course,
because even VH1 had a fall off on music videos because VH1 was competing with MTV for a long time.
Yeah, and then it was the start of monopolies where we want to have full control over everything, and we're just take out our competitors. So instead of just doing what you had to do to be better, we just control monopoly and make sure that they don't have any access.
Yeah.
But I think that Friday Night Videos was you call and it was like 49.99 for the call, and then you could request a song.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, that's how that worked.
Videos back then though were innovative. Now I don't know what. I mean, remember that song, that group Jamiroquai?
Mm-hmm.
They had that one song where that in the video he's in a box and it keeps turning around and he's doing these weird things, and that was innovative. And then we had Aha Take on Me, where it was like a pencil drawing.
Yeah. And there was like so many like good videos. Like back in the day, it was like the ones that everyone remembered, the Money for Nothing video,
right?
With the cartoon guys. Was like kind of
Dire
like
Straits.
a big thing. Yeah, there's a bunch of like cool things that came out of the video era.
Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
What was that song?
What do you want to do with your life?
Yeah. There's so many iconic moments in those old videos that people forget about.
Yeah, there was just regular videos and the ones that they put the fun into, and Twisted Sister, Dee Snider always wanted to put fun into it.
Mm-hmm.
So the Twisted Sister videos were always fun and funny.
Michael Jackson's Billie Jean walking on the curb or the sidewalk with the sidewalk sliding up.
The sidewalk lighting up, yeah. Let's see.
Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the song, but it was all robotics. Oh yeah, man.
I'm trying to think. Van Halen, Hot for Teacher.
Yes. See, now that was a good video.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good video. Warrant had a good video. Cherry Pie. And
then Always Whitesnake with Tawny Katane rolling on a car.
How could I forget about that?
Like come on.
Turn the TV off. I'm going to my room. Making macaroni and cheese all of a sudden.
You stirring macaroni at me?
You're not supposed to be eating in your room.
No, eating in your bedroom. Why are you always having macaroni and cheese in your bedroom?
How come that sock is so stiff?
Music videos for years, that was kind of the thing, and then it wasn't a thing anymore.
No, The Real World came out, and then that started the whole downhill slide of no more videos. It became more of reality-based TV, and then it became talk shows, and then the real life, I think it was called TRL. Was that what the real life? TRL stood for something, I can't remember, but it was studio based. They had a bunch of people in the audience, and then they would bring out artists to interview, and then, hey, how about you introduce your next video? And then it'd be like, yeah, this is my next video. I just did this one last week. So it just became it became less video and more look at me, or look at us, or check out this reality show.
Yeah, I think I checked that past time.
Because even MTV News was a thing too that everyone watched, and then that went away.
Yeah.
Kurt Loder.
Oh, but what is? I mean, is MTV still a thing?
It's still a thing, but all they're doing is showing the reality TV shows.
All the shows, yeah.
Yeah. It's all just regurgitated ideas.
Yeah.
Not even ideas, they're concepts. It's the same concept with different ideas within the concept.
Yeah, just move pieces around.
Mm-hmm. Instead of having two black guys and a black girl, and then all the rest are white people, now they have all black people and two white people. It's like that Chappelle skit.
Which one?
Oh, you don't remember that one? When they were making fun of the real world? And it was a house full of black guys and one white guy. And they took over his girlfriend and
yes. Yes. I didn't think about that one. I'm like, I have all the season videos here somewhere. I have to go back and watch.
He's like, sleep tight, keep your butthole tight.
Yes.
Man, Chappelle Show. That was genius.
Mm-hmm. Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't.
So Dave went crazy.
I don't know if he went crazy or if he went...
Or he went sane.
Sane, yeah.
He went sane. He seems more sane now than he ever was.
Yeah. The rumor was that a lot of the black elites did not like his humor. And so they tried to shut him down. I think he finally came out with an interview and said why he stopped doing Chappelle Show, and that was not the reason. It was just a rumor. But now I don't think he could ever bring it back if he wanted to. The way the TV is controlled, the content's controlled. There's no way he can have that freedom as he once had.
No. You're not getting any network to sign the name on it.
No. It'd have to be
Netflix, maybe.
But even then, they didn't want to put out his last special. Remember, they wanted to take it down.
Yeah. But then they realized they like money more than censorship. So the almighty dollar wins.
Yeah, maybe HBO or Showtime or something like that would do it. But
even I don't even think HBO is even. Everything on HBO is not what it used to be. It's
a lot of wokeness now.
Yeah, it's all just woke and homosexuals. It's 75% of what's on TV has some homosexual undertone to it, and it's less than 2% of the population that is actually homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
Or some form thereof.
HBO has a show right now. It's called The Greenlight Project. And historically, the show has been about up and coming directors getting their chance at directing a movie. And this last season, they made it a point to have all black cast and a female director. They made it a point to say that we're going to make sure that it's a female director this time and not a male. And then I realized something. They're doing exactly what they're accusing HBO of doing, which was profiling or not giving everyone a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to single out a whole gender and many different races, they're very much guilty of hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's just if you just reverse the roles and this is okay now. It's just
my wife and I were trying to watch it, and we were watching one of the episodes, and we turned it off because we both looked at each other like, "Okay, this is fucking ridiculous."
Yeah, you're watering down true quality for equality, where equality isn't what you say it is. Just because there's two people that are different colors and we're going to let the minority have the advantage. The person that's white or whatever has more talent, then why can't you just choose that person? Well, because they're going to sue because, you didn't pick me because I'm black or because I'm brown or because I'm Chinese or because I'm a female or because...
Well, we have that problem now with our current administration in the White House. We have a black vice president that's only vice president because they only picked her because she's black.
Mm-hmm.
We have...
probably because she has incredible mouth skills.
Yeah, that's Willie Brown. Downtown Willie Brown. We have a attorney general that is a tranny. There's our transportation czar or whatever the fuck it is homosexual. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that they're pandering.
Oh yeah. I did pay attention to something today. I saw it some day. They're changing the dress code.
for the Senate.
in
Yeah,
the
for
Senate
Fetterman.
for freaking Uncle Fester from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and we don't even know
Because
if it's the same guy. Have you seen these new pictures?
no,
Oh my God, you could
He
totally
looked
tell
different.
it's not the same person. It's a clone that they're trying to put in there because the other Fetterman is all brain dead. The
Well,
real
he was
Fetterman
brain-
has
he
ears that
was brain
stick
dead to
out.
start. He was brain dead to start. So
Yeah, the real Fetterman has ears that stick out like this. He's got an elongated head, and he's got a jacked up nose. The new Fetterman has ears that are pinned back. He's got a smaller head, and his nose is more pushed in, and he's got a full goatee. The other Fetterman only had a chin beard.
they're playing the game. How much can we get past these fuckers before they say anything or do anything? Oh, we know we can do anything. Here, wear a mask. Here, take the shot. Here, we'll just insert people wherever we want them to be, and no one will say anything.
What's that saying? You could fool all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time, or something like that.
They're doing it though.
Yeah. On the Facebook page for local senator over in my side, I follow some of the local politics just because I want to know what's going on.
Mhm.
I believe he is. I want to say he's the district is Rutherford, Bedford, Coffee County. I believe.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that for sure. So, anyways, he made a post about the immigration crisis that we have, and some lunatic said, "Senator, can you please provide stats to back up your statement?" So I replied to this person, "Look, if you can't see with your own two eyes what's going on, if you can't see that even the New York mayor is saying that they're no longer wanting to be a sanctuary city, then you've got your head in the sand. And that's by choice. You're complacent on all of this because you don't want to act in fear of any retribution or thinking that you're a racist."
Yeah.
And that's where we are now, is because it's the first thing that gets tossed at you. You're a racist.
Yeah, you're gonna lose everything. And now if you can lose your job, you can lose public opinion, you can lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
If someone just accuses you, you don't have to be. They can just say that they accused you of it because you said one thing. Okay, I've done everything my life all the right way. I did one thing wrong, and that's what I'm going down for. And it's because I said something the wrong way. Fuck that.
Well, I got in trouble at work because I used the term gaslighting. And I used it very appropriately in context, not in a political way. And I got in trouble because this person assumed that I was using it in a political way. They took it out of context, and I had to fight it and said, "Listen, if you're going to write me up for at least cussing or something. But I did nothing wrong here. I pointed out the obvious, and I used a general term for what this person was doing. Could I have used a different term? Maybe, but that's the one I chose. If you want to write me up for using that word, I'll fight this tooth and nail.
Yeah,
if you interrupt me up for being insubordinate, okay, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. We can discuss that, but that's not what the argument is.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying that's. I mean, where's that in the company handbook?
It's not like it's a cuss word.
Right, not a cuss word. It's not a negative word. It doesn't even have a negative annotation other than the fact that it's a term that people are using is now as part of common speech.
Right.
I get it. I get it all the time here. My kids, the freaking 6-year-old kid. Oh, you're just gaslighting me. I'm like, go pick up the dog shit. The dog that you wanted.
Yeah, so, man, this world is it's changing, and that's one reason why I'm glad I live in a small town. I still want that vibe of old school.
Yeah. I moved there, and then I'm losing it. Lost it very fast there. Mm-hmm. They built so much and so fast around here that the small town is kind of gone. There's a couple of the small town things that are still here that I get to enjoy still, but for the most part, it's leaving California and coming out here in 2007 was like people holding doors for other people, like the thank you and the please, handing carts over, and when you go to the store, like passing out carts to whoever's coming in instead of just grabbing yours and just leaving people sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that was one thing that you saw out here when we moved out here, and it was like, I want to live here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was great until all the Californians followed, and then it's all diluted and gone. It's people rushing around to get the parking spot that you're sitting waiting for. It's that there's all the shit. Carts left all through the parking lots.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
I'm hoping this town doesn't turn that way, at least for the next 20 years. As it is, there's a lot of corporate companies that are having trouble finding reason to come here. Like, for example, we're just barely getting a Chick-fil-A. We just got a Firehouse Subs. So, and I don't even think we have a Starbucks. So as long as it stays like that, I'll be happy. And if it does take 20 years, I'll be happy, because by then I'll be older and I might be at that point where I'm at retirement or something and want to live even further out in the country.
Yeah. So you still have a lot more mom and pop businesses there, and the old school stuff that's kind of surviving in the city. When we moved out here, there was some of the mom and pop that were here. Then it was already the introduction of all the big boxes was already starting. It was harder and harder for mom and pop restaurants to just open up. So now everything that opens up is money backed or boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have. I don't think we have a local restaurant that's come, opened, and stayed around for longer than a couple years. The Chinese restaurants, of course, because they're usually local, but they brought in a Panda Express, which has a line around the corner, and I see the business from the local Chinese restaurants that have been here forever diminishing, but their prices are going up crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're losing market share, and people would rather go eat the shit from Panda Express than a fresh cooked Chinese food that's made to your order. It's I don't get it.
Yeah, we have a Japanese restaurant that my wife and go to all the time. It's fantastic, and it's inexpensive. I mean, for the both of us, we can go eat there comfortably and spend less than $40.
Yeah,
and that's with sushi.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, I say sushi, but it's a California roll or something like that.
Yeah. It's K-Rab.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll support this place until I can't, just because it's fresh, it's good food, the people are nice, it's close.
Yeah, and yeah, I wish we had more out here like that. The next town over, Florence, there's a few restaurants down there that local. Still, a lot of the locals the boxes haven't moved in yet, but they're prepping for the boxes to show up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a few local restaurants out there that are pretty good that you can go in and still eat and still reasonable. So there's some areas around, not necessarily local stuff that I can go have once a week, but it's a quick drive to go still get to those local places, which is one of the reasons that I do like it out here, is that feel.
Mm-hmm. So the next town over from us, Chambliss actually grew up there in Tullahoma.
You're in Tullahoma, the next over, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that city kind of expanded at a rate that it has because it has the Air Force Base in that city. So there's a lot of personnel that are living there, and of course, if you're going to have that much personnel, you need to have these amenities in these stores.
Yeah, and the boxes show up behind it.
Mm-hmm. And that's understandable. I mean, to a point, you need to have that stuff if you're going to have that community.
Yeah. If your population expands to need it, then yeah, it makes sense. And that's what's happening out here. I mean, it was the attraction that I wanted to move out here. Was tired of the California BS, tired of the pricing, tired of the taxes, and I traded houses. Um, Sold a house for 500,000 in California and bought virtually the same house out here for 175
Mm-hmm.
or 185.
Yeah,
So,
I moved out of
how
California in
how'd you avoid that?
in 2000. I moved out of California in 2000, I think. 2000, yeah, 2000. And when I got to Denver, there was a lot of jobs. And that's one reason why I went there is because I was working for a telecom company in California at the time, and they laid off the entire Western region. So I was like, shit, now what? I don't have a great education. I'm almost lazy at this point because I was so, you know, comfortable with this job.
Mhm.
I had, something I had, it was my fallback. There was
Yeah.
a lot of advancement opportunities, so they said. So I picked up and moved. I heard there's a lot of jobs in Denver, and I got there, and there was a lot of jobs. And when I got there, that state was not blue at all.
No,
It was very, at the most, it was very purple,
yeah,
and a lot of parts of it were very, very red.
yeah. And when you moved, did you move to Lakewood? When you
Uh,
first moved out there, or
actually,
did you
yeah,
move to
first
Denver?
that I moved into was Lakewood, and then I went into different areas of Denver. I lived in Denver proper for some time, just north of there, North Glen and Thornton. I lived in Parker, so I lived all over within
Okay.
the metro area.
Okay.
Most places were very welcoming to other people, like the small town vibe. But
Mhm.
you get into when I lived downtown Denver, it was more of California vibe. People were just
Yeah,
being assholes.
yeah. The hustle bustle city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think back then, trying to think, it was probably 2006, 2007. I worked for a company that had uh, offices in Lakewood, and back then it was still pretty small town. There was some office buildings and a little more industrial stuff out there, but for the most part, it was still pretty much mom and pop businesses that you can still go to, and not just all boxes.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We went out there 2016, 2015, something like that, and it was already. It was. I noticed a big difference in the years that I had been there. How much it had changed.
Mm-hmm. What's really changed about me right now is my weight. I've dropped 20 pounds.
Nice.
And because of that, I started golfing more.
All right.
And I used golfing as a means for exercise. And I get about 7,000 steps per round.
Okay. Yeah.
So the downside to this whole thing, spending a little bit of money on golf balls, golf clubs, especially golf balls because I keep losing them. I forgot how much fun it was.
It is. It's funny as I look over across to the closet with a set of clubs that have like an inch layer of dust on them because I haven't played in 3 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't played in a long time, and then one of my friends out here, he's like, "Hey, you golf?" I'm like, "I haven't in years, but I'll go." So I bought a set of golf clubs off of Marketplace or something. For it was just shitty clubs, but they were sitting in the garage out here in Arizona. Well, I went to go grab it. The grips were solid, like rock hard, like plastic.
Brittle.
They're all brittle and hard, and like I couldn't get a grip on there. I couldn't feel, and I was like, and then I swing one, and the adhesive is gone, and just I have a grip in my hand. The club's that way. I'm like, okay, I guess it's time for new clubs. So I bought another set of clubs, and then I think we golfed like 3 times, and then they've been sitting in the closet. So
I had a set. So when I moved to Tennessee, I almost sold my golf clubs because I was like, I'm probably not going to golf anymore because I don't know anyone out there to golf with. These clubs are already pretty old. I'm just going to sell them. Well, one of my friends suggested, hey, not so fast. You might want to hold on to them at least until you get there. If you play again, at least you have something to play with.
Yeah.
And it took 3 years living out here to finally, go play again. What happened was my friend Mark Hendricks, it was his birthday, and he invited me out to play. And that's what got the ball rolling. We had a blast. We ditched work, we went and played, and we had fun. And it brought back so much nostalgia from previous years of playing.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to upgrade these clubs. I'm going to start playing again as a means of exercise and just getting out of the house.
Yeah, just go.
And so that's what I've been doing. I once a week I've been going out. Even if I'm by myself, I'll just go and join a group. I'll just go check in as a single, and they'll pair me out with someone, or I'll just play by myself for a whole round.
Again,
but I mean, just being out there, being away from the house, being away from the TV, being away from the internet, it's a nice little relief.
Yeah, definitely. It's I've been waiting for the weather to cool down here. It's finally getting to the point where it might be okay in a few weeks to actually do this stuff. Get up in the morning early, do that 6:37 a.m. tea time, and be done by like 10 when it gets really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Or go take that 5 o'clock, 5:30 tea time.
Twilight time.
Twilight time, and go till it's dark.
Yep.
That was how I started golf. I was working for a company in El Segundo, and we'd go till 5, and we left like 5 at the dot on golf day. There was an executive course about 5 minutes from work. So we'd punch out, run to the 7-Eleven, throw a 12-pack of beer in each of our bags, and then go play the course as far as we can get before it got dark, and see who you. So you had a combination of how well you shot and how many beers you drank in that time frame.
Yeah.
So that was your handicap, is the number of beers you drink.
Well, when I used to live in Denver, I used to take joints with me on the golf course, and I would smoke.
Yeah.
Obviously, since I've quit and I live in a state where it's not legal, can't really do that. But I don't mind not having that anymore because I'm focusing on actually improving instead of just
going through
the motions,
going for the party. Went out for the party.
Yeah. I mean, I can do both at the same time now because I don't take the game as seriously as I used to, because a lot of times when I played in Denver with those friends, there was always money on the line, and I didn't want to lose any money. So now, without that variable, the stress of losing money is gone, and now I can enjoy it. So now it's come to the point where I'm trying to improve. I'm thinking about taking some lessons, even though I'm getting better each round. I could still use a lesson or two. In fact, Travis and I have been talking about meeting up somewhere, either in North Carolina or here in Tennessee, and playing around. But now that you mention it, there are some really nice courses in Arizona. Him and I can go out there and meet you, and we can play.
Yeah, there's definitely. I haven't played any of the good courses here. I have a couple local here that I lose balls at, and I'm pretty good about losing balls around water. I'm not pretty good at golfing. I'm pretty good at losing balls around water.
From what I hear, if you ever golf, this is just a general term, but if you go golfing in Arizona and you hit a ball into the cactus, don't bother going to get it, because the jumping cactus will just get you every single time.
It depends on yeah, if you're going into a cholla, then yeah, just leave it. And it's the so where the neighborhood we used to live had a golf course that was in the went through part of the community. And then there's one area where it goes over this hill. You drive the cart up the hill, and then you go up from the top of the hill, and you shoot down.
Mhm.
And when you go on the right side, it's just a hill and it's full of cholla, and all you see is cholla and balls, because it's just a field just littered with the little balls. And there's nothing you're gonna do to get up there. As soon as you walk like 2 steps in, they're gonna start jumping on you. It's just like, okay, just leave the ball there.
And a lot of those cactus are barbed, right? So pull them
Yeah.
out. It's like
Oh
luck.
yeah, you have to needle nose. even through shoes. It's nasty. You get shoes that have even like a hiking boot that has a canvas or nylon in between, and even if that's below your or above your pants, it'll go through your pants, start as you move, it digs its way into your shoe, and all of a sudden you have it on the side of your foot. And then you got to take the whole shoe out. You got to pull it out, and then you got to pick all the inside out because it'll break off and be in there in your shoe still.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, they're not fun. We've gone out hikes with the kids. Dog have them all up and down her legs. Kids up and down their legs, or kid just like step on the wrong way and just flip up and hit her. I think Carly was probably 6 or 7 when we went up to Usury Mountain, and there was one that rolled up and it was right in the middle of her leg. And I'm like, oh, shit. She's freaking out. I'm like, okay, you need to stop. You can't be moving. Every time you move, it's gonna put another barb in your leg. So stop, sit here, and then we had to try to pull it out. But you just have to carry Leatherman or needle nose with you everywhere you go.
See, Arizona is like the Australia of the United States. Something out there is trying to kill you.
Everything wants to kill you here, including the weather.
Rattlesnakes, cactus, the heat.
Cactus, coyotes, javelinas.
Yeah. But at least with the javelinas, you can eat those. You can kill them.
Yeah, you can kill them. You don't want to eat them though. They're pretty disgusting.
I thought they were pretty edible.
They're edible, but they stink. It's like this gamey stink. They're garbage pigs, and they just stink. I think Will gave me javelina chorizo one time when he lived in Tucson, and he was hunting javelina out there, and I was like, okay, I'll try that. I cooked it up, and I was like, it smelled so bad in the house I wouldn't eat it. I was like, yeah, this is going to trash. Sorry, Will.
I still remember that time Will gave Matt Loxley one of those Mexican suckers with the chili on them, the corn sucker with the chili. You were there, weren't you?
No, I don't think I was there.
I thought you were there. Who else had? Maybe it was Andrew Bailey. But there was a video of them
in Nashville.
Eating it. Yeah, there was a video of them eating it, and 1 second they're like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and they get down to the corner like, what is this?
No, I don't. That could have been in Louisville before I got there, because that was there was a few events where Will was out there, and we had Fomondo filling for me because I wasn't around.
Or it might have been 1 year of yeah, actually, you're right. It was a Louisville trip. Now that I think about it,
yeah, because it was probably a UR in Louisville.
Yeah, because I think Bailey was just at HP Tuners.
Oh, so that would have been before. That would have been before.
Yeah, it was.
UR was before.
It was before
still
I even
doing
got
the
here.
shop. Yeah, so it could have been UR in Nashville, or
maybe it was Jeep Invasion or Sheriffs,
or Sheriffs, or possibly Smokey.
Yeah.
Did you make it to Smokey?
Not this year. I went the one time, and that was
not this year.
No,
you went the year where your Jeep was in the booth.
Yeah,
in the Rock and Roll booth. That's the
Yeah.
only time you went.
Yeah, that's all I needed to see. Knowing that it's a lipstick show.
It's a duck show.
Yeah, it's a duck show, and
Yeah.
it's not. It's one of those things where you can see the people looking for certain aspects that makes them happy, and that's cool. But my
Mhm.
idea of like the show that I would put on is completely different. Nothing against the organizers or anything. It's just
Yeah.
my
Oh,
preference.
yeah. It's a sell show. It is an exhibition show. It's not a wheeling show. It's not a adventure show. It's all about what you're gonna buy. Everyone walk around seeing all the goodies, and it's like a home show for Jeeps.
Hmm. And I think there's a way to do it to be more inclusive to different genres of off road. And I have ideas, and my ideas always cost a lot of money. It's the only reason why I haven't said anything. But I do have ideas to do something in Nashville. I have the name
Mhm.
for it. I have the place in mind, but it would just cost a lot of money.
Yeah, and I think that was part of the reason that the UOR struggled is that there was so much they wanted to bring to all aspects and genres of the off road community, and to be in a show, but also have entertainment that people can
Hmm.
do, because they used to do the monster trucks out there. They used to do the Ultra Four, not the Ultra Four, the
Side by side.
no, the other guys, the tube chassis guys, the rock bouncers
Oh,
out there and going through the course. So they always had like some sort of excitement with like different groups and different type of people to be out there to entertain.
hmm.
I think that was one of the positives with that show and where it went, and then it just kind of just died off.
I want to do this show at night.
A night show.
Yeah. Reason
Okay.
being, it's cooler.
Yeah.
And if you're a vendor or someone with rock lights or something to that effect, you're able to show them off a little bit more. Um, and I also want to have a concert. I think having an attraction like that would bring more people.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a lot more fun instead of just sticking around for this one thing. You also have a show. You stick around
Yeah.
for that too.
Yeah, it's kind of Trail Heroes doing that now. I think last year they had Colt Ford as the concert at night,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have stuff in the day, and then at night there was people set up like around the stage, and then they have some show fireworks and stuff that happens at night. They did some racing out there in that sand on the beach for a bit. So there's some shows that kind of get to all of that, which is pretty cool. I think that's kind of the idea, is offer more to bring the people in to get the variation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one thing I want to bring up before I forget. Okay. I haven't really been sleeping great lately,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because of the dreams I've been having. They've been super, super vivid. And I made my wife laugh because of this last dream that I had. I was on a bus with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock and Rosa Parks.
And Rosa Parks too.
And
wow.
Rosa Parks.
Okay.
They'd made me sit in the back of the bus with everyone else that was wearing red shoes. Because you know how I wear red shoes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dennis Quaid comes on. Not Dennis Quaid. Dennis, I forget his last name, but he was in that movie Speed. You know what I'm talking about? Dennis Hopman or Dennis Hopper.
Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper. The older guy.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he just kind of like looks at me and goes, boom. And I woke up. I've been having dreams like that for the past month and a half, where I'll wake up like at 2 a.m, 3 a.m from this odd dream. And quite a few of them have been bus related. and I don't know why.
You take a bus trip.
No, not now. Like one of them, I was on a bus and it was on a crane, and the crane just kept spinning the bus round and round and round like a amusement park ride or something like that. And then all of a sudden the chains broke off from the bus and the bus went flying through a building.
Yeah, that's pretty vivid.
Do you think this is something I should see a psychologist about?
Nah, I think you're fine.
I don't think I'm fine. I think I'm fucked up somehow. I mean, that's obvious, but
well, see, I'm the polar opposite. I don't dream.
Really?
Yeah, I don't dream. I don't have dreams.
Well, how can you dream with your snoring? You keep yourself from dreaming?
I don't snore.
Oh, come on. You saw wood like an accident.
That's there has to be a significant amount of rum for that to happen.
Yeah, there has been times where there was stuff involved.
There's a significant amount of rum, then I'm snoring. Yeah. But no, but typically I don't snore.
Typically
I don't snore. But no, I don't. I don't dream. I don't have, or either that or I do.
You don't remember.
I don't remember in the morning. It's like it's gotten to the point where everyone's like Kim just gives me so much shit. Like, what do you mean you don't dream? I'm like, I don't dream. I don't remember. I don't like. I go to sleep and I'm out, and then I wake up and I gotta pee.
Ever since I was a kid, the first time I saw the old movies about atomic bombs, like the old government movies or films, the first time I saw one, I started having dreams, recurring dreams. I mean, they come till this day. Like, I think the last time I had one of these dreams was maybe last year, but I kept the same dream every single time. And it's basically me waking up from bed, going to the window and looking out the window, and all of a sudden I see a huge mushroom cloud and everything gets really warm really fast and then gets just stupid hot. And I wake up. It's that sequence every single dream.
Every dream. Oh. Yeah, I don't have any of that. I don't know if I'm missing out or missing in.
I would say, if it's a dream like that, you're missing in. If it's a dream where you're on a bus with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, you're missing out.
You had me at Rosa Parks. So I was like, Keanu and Sandra Bullock. I want to have a conversation with Rosa Parks.
So I think the Rosa Parks thing came into my head because the day before, my wife was wearing a shirt that it just says in quotations, "nah," and then it's quoted by Rosa Parks. It's a great shirt she has.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think we wrap it up from here?
Cool. Sounds good, brother.
All right. Everyone, thanks for listening to the 10th episode of Chew Quieter. We've hit a milestone.
And I have still 10 fingers. Look at that. I think I'd have 10 fingers at this time in my life.
We're not going to be as enthusiastic with the 11th because, it's just the 11. But
yeah, whatever.
We'll still have fun.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.